Hey guys, so it's been a while, but finally Fontaine is coming, and after the stream the hype has died down a little bit. We've all gathered our thoughts, and here I'm going to compile everything that is coming in 4.0 and give you my thoughts, share some of my opinions, and we'll see what's going to be happening here. Fontaine is releasing very soon, in just around a week. So this is very hype moment for Genshin, and hopefully a lot of players will be coming back to the game because a lot of people have gone off to play Star Rail. We will see what Genshin has in store for us. So here I've compiled a few documents here, and of course we have the page with all the new stuff coming. So let's dive right into it. So guys, what are we getting in Fontaine? Well, first of all, 3 new characters straight away: Liney, Lynette and Feminine. Okay, let's jump into it. And we have Liney. He's going to be a pyro bow user, okay, another bow character, and he's gonna be Yoimiya 2.0. and of course DPS, you know, maybe he's better than Yoimiya, maybe he's just different. We'll see what happens, but this is going to be the first character, the first new 5-star. Then the first new 4-star is Lynette, of course. She's an Anemo sword user. Also very excited to get her. She's also going to be on the first banner. I'm seeing sort of sub DPS, slightly supporty vibes from her, but could be decent Anemo DPS. I mean, we already have Hazo as the 4-star for Anemo DPS, but we'll see what happens. And then we have Freminet. So he's a cryo claymore user, okay, just like Chongyun, but here he's using the bell, and I think a lot of people are very excited because finally maybe we'll be able to use the bell on him. Not sure what he does exactly. He could be a supporty character, he could be damage. We'll see what happens. He's going to be coming in phase 2 of 4.0. Then Zhongli is also coming. He's rerunning for the 20th time, so if you still are missing Zhongli, pick him up. And Yelan is also having her second rerun now. She's very good, very useful sub DPS hydro damage dealer, even main DPS. She's just really good, and she's super fast for just overworld exploration. I use that a lot. It's pretty nice.
I'm sure the Harbingers must know of my
Child is coming back. Not sure which rerun, but he's an old character at this point. He's a hydro DPSer, bow user. And again, if you are picking between Child and Yelan, I would recommend Yelan personally, but Child can do a lot of damage. We've seen that before. He just needs a little more setup, and he's a little clunkier, but still very good in the right hands. So next we have some new weapons, and this is the first great magic, clearly a bow for Liney, and we have the Floof Cedra Ferryman. Not sure what this is, looks like a polearm, but yeah, not much info on these weapons just yet. They do look pretty cool though. And now, of course, the new region, Fontaine. We're gonna have cities, we're gonna have underwater spaces. It's gonna be very exciting. So, of course, we're getting the big capital city. Then we're getting the main kind of overworld region with some mountain tops clearly here. Maybe a little forested areas. Looks a little bit like Mondstadt, actually. Some underground spaces. They've explored this in Sumeru, a lot of underground space. That's good to see because you get even more exploration stuff, even more space to discover. Then we're going to be getting some new bosses. If you've watched the stream, the crab boss looks really insane. I really love the design of the crab boss. But so does this boss, the Icewind Suit. I think this might be the new weekly boss, and then this might be the boss you farm for Liney's materials. We'll see. We have some new artifacts. So elemental skill damage, which is new. I mean, this could be good on certain characters. I'm sure there's going to be a build where this is good on someone. It seems very generic, doesn't it? but I'm sure it's gonna be insane on some characters. And then normal and charged attack damage, and then some HP, extra crit rate basically. Again, seems nice on some auto attackers, you know. Maybe don't tell me this is Dia's like auto attacks. We'll see what happens. I'm sure the theory crafters will get on these very soon, and hopefully we can use some of these new sets. They might be for the new characters, not sure yet because we don't have the full kits, but once we do, we'll know for sure. Now this is big. 5 new weapons, 4-star weapons. So this is a new set of weapons. Every time with a new region we get a new set. These are kind of hydro water themed, and they look pretty good. A little basic, but you know, the catalyst I think looks pretty cool in the bow. And then we have the events. Okay, so the main big event is the Mega Mecha Melee. So this is what it looks like. Just kind of bopping the slimes on the side. We're going to be swimming through bubbles underwater. And we're going to be doing a little bit of fighting on the overworld. It's still part of the main event. And you'll be getting a Bennett. And of course, big prize, a crown. To level up your talent to level 10. So a free Bennett. If you don't have Bennett, well, he's very good. And you don't even have to pull for him because you'll be getting him for free. Which is insane. And if you want to C6 your Bennett, now's the chance. Aside from the Mega Mecha Melee, we're going to be getting 3 smaller events. Now we know what this is. They always do this. They give us one big event and then little mini game events. So taking pictures of plants and animals and stuff, doing some records on the new kind of flora and fauna of the region, and a fighting event. And from the stream it looked like this fighting event is actually pretty nice. Now check this out, guys. The new party system screen. This is a very small change, but it just makes it so much better. It's so fluid. I think the background will be based on where you're changing the party and what region you're in, which is really nice. So maybe they're in the desert. It looks more fluid, it's smoother, it's nicer to look at. They're not just standing there on a blue background, you know, T-posing, boring. This is really nice. And of course this, the multi-layered map. Now this could have come handy in the desert, I'm sure, and actually just in Sumeru in general, but it is here now. And looks like in Fontaine we'll be getting a lot of underground spaces as well, so this is very useful. It's good to see that they're improving the map. Always nice to see. You know, a lot of people, me included, get lost underground, don't know where they are, where to go. This is a nice change. So these are the banners, of course, Liney and Yelan first up with Lynette and 2 other 4 stars, unknown at this point, but you know, 2 bow characters, sword character. Yelan's very good. Liney might be good. We don't know yet. I think he will be though. I think he'll be pretty nice. Especially if you don't have Yoimiya or if you're lacking Pyro DPS. Yeah, Liney could be it. Second phase will be Zhongli, Tartaglia and Freminet. So if you want Freminet and you know maybe you want some extra copies of Zhongli, although it's not really recommended. You know, Child, do you need constellations for Child? Perhaps not. All the characters, I do recommend Zhongli, very good shielder. That's why I use him for. I have been using Zhongli quite a lot recently. He still holds up. He does his job well. If you're lacking Hydra DPS, you could pick up Child, Tartaglia. And we'll see about Freminet, but again, the Bell, I think it's quite exciting for a lot of people, and of course he'll be getting the buff underwater where you can swim for longer. So if you wanna speed up your exploration underwater in Fontaine, he will be the guy to do it with. And here's just an overview of the mini games. So the Mega Mecha Melee, the Relic Record, Studies in Light Shadow, Verdict of Blades, that's the combat one, and then just a little leyline overflow. We've had these before. They're very popular. They're pretty good if you want some extra Mora or extra books. So overall, a pretty big patch, as is expected, but is it as hype as Sumeru was? It certainly isn't as exciting as Inazuma's release. I'm a little torn on this one, because I thought I would be a little more excited for Fontaine, but I'm not as hype, especially for the first lineup. I'm not really interested in Liney or Freminet. Perhaps Lynette could be interesting to play. We'll see what happens. I'm more interested in, the Hydra Archon, but she's going to be probably coming later on, 4.2. So there's other characters like Navia and Clorinde, which are coming later on. Neuvillette is coming soon-ish. Some people are saying 4.1. So perhaps Neuvillette is more interesting than this first lineup. And of course it also depends on 4 stars. Will you be pulling on these characters? Perhaps. I'm sure they'll grow on us in the story. This always happens. The more time we spend with these characters, the fun that we kind of grow on them. And should you pull on these banners? Well, Yelan is really good, right? If you don't have her. And Zhongli is also really good. And then Child and Liney are, they're DPS characters. If you're lacking DPS, sure, pick them up. They might be decent. I think I will be skipping on these first few banners. I am saving my Primo gems for Furina. I think a lot of people will be saving, or trying to save at least. Navia will be a Geo character. Once in a while we get one of those still. We'll see if she fixes the element, or if they can kind of make her work, because Geo's pretty dead, for people who don't know, and they haven't been releasing any Geo characters since Yunjin, so Navia could be a game changer. I do want to get Navia as well. Clorinde looks insane, so saving for Clorinde myself, but I think the first few banners I am skipping. I do have Yelan and Zhongli already. I'm not interested in Child, and I'm not really interested in Liney, I'll be honest. But don't let me stop you. If you are hyped for these characters, go for it. Now remember, this is the first patch, so you get a lot of Primo gems, probably 80, over 80 wishes, well over, just by exploration and doing the quests and the first few events. The Mega Mecha Melee looks pretty cool. So in that regards, it's pretty exciting. We're going to be getting new reputations to grind. We're going to be getting new Hydroculus to find. Gonna collect them all. Still have to do my Sumeru ones. The tree is definitely not completed yet. But we have a week to go till Fontaine, guys, and this is an exciting time for Genshin. I think some players will come back. A lot of players will come back, but I just hope they can stick around, because the formula seems the same. One big event, some mini games, and some story content, right? We didn't see any updates to the Spiral Abyss. We didn't really see any updates in the major systems. Like when Sumeru released, we had big changes to the elements, for example, with Dendro. But this time, not so much. They are really hyping up the underwater exploration and swimming, and I think it's gonna be fun for a while. I just hope it sticks. I hope it's not just fun for a week and then boring, hopefully the underwater will surprise us. I do hope so. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I'm pretty excited. I'd give this like a 7 out of 10 for excitement, even though I might have sounded a bit down in certain cases here. I think it's just the characters. They don't do it. They don't do it for me so far, from what we've seen. But hopefully they'll grow on us, and we'll see what happens. Saving Primo gems for the Hydra Archon. She's going to be insane, as are all the Archons, and this is very exciting. So I shall see you guys in the next video, where I'll be talking about preparing yourself for Fontaine, what you should be doing, and what you should be spending your resin on, because it is a very short period of time that you have, only a week left. So use your resin wisely, and I'll be talking about that in the next video. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.